I'm like so obsessed with Arnold Palmer's lately. Palmer's. I'm changing my dialect where like I try to say talk instead of talk because I always get made fun of for saying talk. And now I can't say Palmer apparently because it makes me say Palmer. Anyway, I really like Arnold Palmer's because we happen to have lemonade and tea right now and they go really well together at the end. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Okay. So this was a while ago now, but I had a pretty eventful spring break. The first weekend of break, I went to Atlanta with 3 of my closest TESOL friends, and we went to the TESOL conference for the very first time. We're here, we got registered, and we're gonna go to the poster session. So I'll try to record some cute posters, some interesting posters. Crystal's here. Hello. Yay! This was a pretty big deal because ever since we started going to UIUC, everyone's been telling us about how TESOL is the biggest ESL conference ever and you'll learn so many things and you might even get a job offer, so you should definitely go. We'd basically been planning this trip for an entire year. And it was pretty cool. I mean, we got to explore Atlanta, see some friends present some cool ideas, and on the last day, we got to eat dinner for free in a literal aquarium. So that was pretty sweet. Oh my goodness. But more on that later. The second weekend of break, my mom came up from Arkansas and we went to Chicago, primarily to see Hamilton. And yes, it was wonderful. Hello, I'm in Chicago again. We just ate at this restaurant and it was really good. It was burgers, but they had vegetarian options. Oh, they're here. Hello. Also, I'm here with my mom. Hi. That was fast. And my mom's friends. While we were there, we also saw the Art Institute, ate at Chicago's oldest Italian restaurant, visited the Cultural Center and Navy Pier, and of course, saw Cloud Gate, or the Bean as most people know it. And every time I see the Bean, I have this thought process, because I've seen the Bean at least 3 times now, but every time I see it, I'm with someone else who's seeing it for the first time. And no matter the weather or time of day, the crowd there is always huge. Literally thousands of people visit Millennium Park every day. And I imagine that most of the people in that crowd aren't Chicago natives who just like woke up and were like, la-di-da, let's go stare at a giant metal sculpture today. They're tourists. And I guess that just gives me a new perspective. Like, I've only been to Chicago a handful of times, but arguably, I know my way around the city better than most of the people who are at the Bean right now. What's become almost mundane for me was a cool first-time thing for my mom and her friends, and I mean, some people will never experience it. And some things that are new for me are probably mundane for other people. I bet there were people in that theater who were seeing Hamilton for their 3rd or 4th or 5th time. There are people who deal with Chicago traffic every day or eat deep dish pizza every other week. Everyone has a unique set of experiences and a unique lack of experiences, and a unique idea of what's exciting and new. And reflecting back on the TESOL trip, I feel like this whole idea of unique experiences applies there too. Like, we drove through Nashville to get to Atlanta, and some of my friends tried fried okra and greens for the very first time, something that is very normal for a Southerner like me. And I did that thing, like when you're showing your friend your favorite movie and you're just sitting there anticipatorily waiting to see what their reaction is. Like, and they're like, dude, I'm just trying to watch the movie. I did that, but with fried okra. I guess seeing someone experience something like the Bean or okra for the first time brings you back to when you were experiencing it for the first time. Like our friends at TESOL who had been there before. They did a good job of putting themselves in our shoes and thinking about what it was like to be a new person at a linguistics conference. So they gave us some tips on what sessions to go to and how the job fair worked and what was worth spending money on. In my group, all 4 of us were first-time attendees, and I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a super welcoming environment 100% of the time. Oh, hi beer. Dog's here now. Yeah, lots of people in academia are very Like, they stick to themselves and the people they know. So the people who were looking out for us grad students and us new people were really a breath of fresh air. And thinking back to it, the returning attendees just had a different perspective. They were there to see their old friends in the field who they hadn't seen since last year's convention, and they just wanted to catch up and share ideas. And that's okay. Maybe one day I'll be like that. But I hope that I don't lose sight of how cool it was to see a bunch of linguists nerding out, or explore a new town with friends, or eat dinner next to a bunch of whales. So TESOL was different than what we expected. The job fair was nothing like what we had prepared for, but we all turned out okay. We learned a couple of cool things that we can apply to our classrooms, and at the very least, we had a cool trip to Atlanta with some friends. And it was our first TESOL conference, the first of many for most of us. We'll have plenty of time to become experts, just like I'm slowly getting better at navigating Chicago. But I hope that in all things, I take the time to put myself in the shoes of someone who's experiencing it for the first time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that little vlog kind of video. I've had these clips sitting around for a long time, and I just haven't really had the time to do anything with them. My last semester of grad school was extremely hectic, and I'll probably make a video about that as well, something related to my thesis, because that kind of took over my life for the past, I don't know, like 6 months. So yeah, I might fill you in on that a little bit. But yeah, this is just something kind of fun that I did a couple months ago, and I wanted to put it in my little YouTube time capsule to come back to, even if for you guys it's maybe a little bit weirdly in the past. Yeah, I don't feel like I have a lot to say in this outro, so I guess if you want to see a video that I did in the past, you can click there, and if you want to subscribe, you can click there. And yeah, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! Bye!